The subnetting is one network made into multiple networks. We saw an example and then I was taking you to some other calculation part which will make your subnetting easier. So today we are into subnetting, the first day of subnetting. So you got a network, let's say 10 network in your organization. There is a rule. What is the rule? You cannot use anything other than 10. Whether it is sales department or HR department, the first octet need to be 10. If first octet is 10 and mask is 255, then there is no subnetting. If the mask is the default mask, we need to understand that they have not done subnetting. 10.1.1.1, 255.0.0.0, 10.1.1.1, 255.255.0.0, 10.1.1.1, 255.255.255.0. These three are not same. This is 10 network. In that 1.1.1 is a host. In here 10.1 is the network, 1.1 is the host. In here 10.1.1 is the network and 1 is the host. So the subnet mask tells us how many bits in the IP address is the network portion. In an IP address we have 32 bits, in which only 8 bit is the network portion, because only when you add the face value of 8 bit you will get 255. Here 8, 16 bit is network. Here 24 bit is network. So we here learn the meaning of subnet mask. Now let us get into the subnetting itself. Let's say we got just 3 departments, just 3 in your organization. Now you need to make this 10 network into 3 subnets. I told you in the previous class we need to borrow some bits. And I also told you if you're doing networking related, then you need to borrow from left to right. You should not take from here, but you should take from here. If you're focusing on the host portion, then it will be growing from right to left. This is 10.1234567 Yeah. So for 3 department, we need to calculate, or we need to find the number of bits that are needed for 3 subnets. 3 department, 3 subnets I need. I need 3 subnets. Should I take 3 bits? No. So there should be some way to find this. There's a small formula, 2 to the power of the number of bits that you want to borrow from host minus 1. This will give us number of subnets. You see, if I just take only 1 bit from the host, 2 to the power of 1 minus 1, I get only 1. So if this 1 is 2 bit, then 2 to the power of 2 minus 1, which is equal to 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3. Yes. We need 3 subnets. For 3 subnets, I need to simply borrow 2 bits. So we have now discovered, we have now found, derived the number of bits that we are supposed to borrow. So we should not simply randomly take 3 departments, 3 bits. No, that's not good. See, you need only 2 bits. Now you see these 2 bits I'm writing here. 0001 1011. So with the 2 bit, these are all the 4 probabilities in which you should not use this. That's why you put the minus here. You see 2 to the power of 2 is 4. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 1, why you put minus 1? Because this last one you should not use. All ones don't use. All ones that you have borrowed for networking should not be used. Okay. Now, when I apply this here, what do I get? 10.0.0.0. Why? Because it is only 0. Because both the bits are 0, even though the place value is 128 and 64, you should not consider 128 because 2 to the power of 7 is 128. 128 multiplied by 0 is 0. 128 multiplied by 6 is 64 is 0. So, sorry, 2 to the power of 6 is 64 multiplied by 0 is 0. So, what I'm trying to say is if you have 0, 0, then it is 0. Now, let me apply this one, 0, 1. 10 to the 10.64.0.0. You know why 64? This place is 1. Please try to recall yesterday's syllabus. If this bit is 1, the face value is 64. That's how you got the 64. Now I'm going to apply this in that place. Why should I apply here? Because these are the 2 bits that you have taken. 1, 0. So here the face value is 128. So the next subnet is 10.128.0.0. What is next? The next is I should not use. But I want you to write it for some reason. I'll show you why later. You see, 1, 1 means 128 plus 64 is 192. We learned this yesterday. And I'm writing in red. Why, you know? You're not supposed to use when both the borrowed bits are on. When both the borrowed bits are on, it is 192. You're not supposed to use. Then why did I write this? You'll come to know very shortly. You see, this is the network. What will be the IP? First IP 10.0.0.1. What will be the broadcast IP? I told you yesterday, for each network there should be one broadcast IP. For broadcast IP, you see the next one. If the next one is 64, then the broadcast IP here will be 10.63.255.255. Now, if this is the broadcast, what will be the last IP? 10.63.255.254. One less than this. One less than this. So this is what you will allocate. You will give it to the first department. Now for the second department, the IP address is 10.64.0.1. And someone tell me what will be the broadcast. Look into the next network. Next network is 128. So 10.127.255.255. And then 10.127.255.254. Now let's write the third department's first IP, 10.128.0.1. Look at this. In order to write the broadcast without mistake for this network, I need the one which we are not going to use. So if next is 192, then the broadcast will be 191. This is the reason why I wrote that, so that I will not make mistake in writing 191. All right, so this is what 3-department network. Please pay attention. When there is no subnetting done, this is the subnet mask 255000. After you subnet, how many more bits you have added for network? 2 more bits. So the subnet mask will be 255, which is earlier, and now you got another 2 bit, 192.0.0. This is what the new subnet mask. How did you get this 192? Because 2 bits taken for network. So you need to mention that in the subnet mask, only then the second octet numbers will be considered for network. You see, the second octet, this number only makes this as a network, subnetted network. Without subnet mask, if you write, then if you don't write the right subnet mask, this is not really subnetted. Only in your notebook it is subnetted. In the real network, they will not be separate. They will all be in one group. Subnetting is to separate one department from the other. But when you don't write the subnet mask, it's as equal as no subnetting. You see, the number of bits that currently we have used for networking is 8 plus 2, 10. Isn't it? 8 bits were default and 2 more bits we have added. So either you can write subnet mask like 255.192.0.0 or 10. You can write /10. Both are same. Which both are same. Writing /10 is equal to writing 255.192.0.0. So writing subnet mask like this is easier for us, and this is called as CIDR notation. Classless, classless, no, we have subnetted. So it is no more class, full. Classless interdomain routing notation. Writing like this, instead of writing like this, if you write like this, it is called a CIDR notation. Classless interdomain routing notation. Let me repeat this again. You see, 10 is the network we are supposed to use. The default mask is 255.0.0.0. Or in CIDR, if I need to write this, I'll write what? Slash? Can someone say? What will be the CIDR notation for the default mask of class A? Santosh?
So,
8. How many bits you are
10
given for
dot
network? By default, when you don't do subnetting, 8-bit, no? Only then you will get 255. So you
8,
can
yes, sir.
write like this or like this. Writing like this is what's the idea. Anyway, this is before subnetting. But you see, after subnetting, the mask is changed. /10. Why? Because for 3 departments, we understood that we need 2 bits to be borrowed. N is equal to 2. From host, from the second octet, host, second octet from the left, the host octet. From the host octet, you have just taken only 2 bits for networking. Because the formula says 2 to the power of n minus 1 should give you the number of subnets. So when n is 2, then you get 4 minus 1, which is equal to 3. Now the 2 bits I have written like this for your understanding. The 2 bits have got 4 different probabilities, but we should not use the all ones bit from the borrowed bit. If the borrowed bit, all the bits are 1, you should not use. So the remaining 3 bit, when you substitute in the borrowed place, what you will get? If I put this probability 0, 0 in this place, then you will get 10.0. If I substitute this one, then I get 10.64. If I put that 1, 0, then I get 128. And for each department, you should have first IP, last IP, and broadcast IP. This is broadcast IP. This is last IP. This is first IP. These are subnets. Right? I would like you to copy. Please copy now. Please copy once, and then I'll ask you a question, or you can ask me a question. Start. I took one example of class A. Now I'm going to take an example of class B. 172.0.0.0. And we know that the default mask is /16. Do you agree? Do you agree /16? Is this correct? Is the CIDR notation correct for class B? What is the default subnet mask for a class B? Correct. So this is 8-bit, this is 8-bit.
255.0.0.
/16. Yeah. So we understood that slash 16 is equal to this. For my convenience, I'm writing like this instead of writing like this. But while configuring on a router, iOS router will not allow you to give a CIDR. iOS router, you should mention this. But in iOS XR version, iOS Internet Operating System XR version, extended version, that supports CIDR, both CIDR and the normal way of writing. Both represent subnet mask, but one is easy to write, put one slash and then say the number. The other one is you need to 255. Now, let's say I got 7 department. So I need 7 subnet. 2 to the power of 2 minus 1 we saw, you will get only 3 subnets. But we need 7 subnets. So borrowing 2-bit is not sufficient. Borrow 3-bit minus 1, which is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, which is 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. You see, we need 7 subnets, and we got 7 as an answer. Now we understood that we need to borrow just 3-bit. We need to just borrow 3 bits in order to get 7 subnets. Only 3-bit. Fine. From which octet? Already these two are reserved, slash 16. So in this octet 3 you are going to take. Only these 3 bits. The other 5-bit and the other octet are still remaining the same. Here we had 8-bit. Only 3-bit we have taken for subnet. So what will be the new subnet mask? What will be the new subnet mask? You have decided to borrow 3 bits. What will be the new subnet mask? Slash. Earlier you have what? 16. Now 17, 18, 19. Slash 19. And if you want to write this in the classical format, then it is 255, 255, 224, 0. Do you agree with this? You see, this is not 255. This is 224. You know why? Only 3 bits we are using for network. Earlier we used 2 bits, so we wrote 192. Now you are using 3 bits, so you need to write 255. How you get the 255? Sorry, 224. How you get the 224? 128 plus 64 plus 32. You get 224. See, this may be easy for you to write. This may be easy for you to write, but as I told you earlier, not every operating system will accept this format, CIDR notation. All the iOS only allows you the classical method 255, 255, 224, 0. All right, we understood the new subnet mask. Now let's go to the network subnetted netting part. The 3 bits, all 3 can be 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. These are the 7 8 different possibilities. As I told you earlier, all ones you should not take. So if you add the other, you will see 4 plus 3, 7. When I apply this, then it is 172, 0, 0, 0. When I apply this, it's 172.0 dot. Tell me what is the value of this bit? 32. This is the reason why I was teaching those things yesterday. 32.0. Next, when I assign this one 0, 1, 0, then it is going to be 172.0.64.0. And when I assign the next one 1, 1, then 64 plus 32 is 96. Then 172.0.96.0. And when I apply this one 100, 100, here it is 128 now. So the subnet is 172.0.128.0. The next one 101. 101 is 128 plus 32, which is 160.
260.
Next 110. 110 is 128 plus 64 is 192. And all ones we should not
70.
use, but to write the broadcast ID of the previous one, I'm just writing here 224.0, and we should not use. When all the bits, all the 3 bits are on, you will get 224. 128 plus 64 plus 32 is 224. All right, now the same old story. You see, this is the first network. IP address, first IP address will be 172.0.0.1. And the broadcast address will be 172.0.31.0. You see, the next network is 32. And this 0 should never change, you understand, because it is already masked. Sorry, not 0, 255. This is broadcast IP, first IP. And the last IP will be 172.0.31.254. This is last, this is broadcast, this is first. Likewise, for this department, 172.0.32.1, the broadcast will be 172.0. Can someone say what will be the broadcast? 63, because the next network is 64. Likewise, you fill the remaining, you know what to do. Okay, so I'll take you again to the top. Copy this. Understand and write. Don't simply copy. Understand while you copy. And then ask me question if you have some doubt. Ten dot 0.0.0.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
7 departments. All right, this is your homework. Do it, and you will